What's up, YouTube? This is Drew from Not Too Nerdy. Today we're gonna be looking at Akaneiro Demon Hunters. Game is in open beta right now. Anyone can play the game. It's a dark fantasy, free-to-play, multiplayer, online, browser-based RPG. Jesus, that's a long name. But it's actually developed by American McGee. You know, the company behind the Alice game. You know, Alice McGee, Alice Madness Returns, and it's a pretty cool game. It's a action RPG. It has these nice cel shaded graphics, as you can see, and it's supposedly have a story similar to Red Riding Hood, and it's set in feudal Japan. So it's a pretty cool game. It's actually on Kickstarter right now. They have plans to release the game for iOS, PC, Linux, Mac. Of course, it's browser-based, and they have a Steam Greenlight where it's sitting at currently number 3. So definitely contribute to the Kickstarter. That way they can add multiplayer, because that's one aspect that's not in the game right now, and also get it on Steam as well. So it looks pretty cool. It's your standard loot based. As you can see, you have the different armor pieces and weapons you can collect. Alright. You collect these little red orbs, and that basically gives you these karma shards, which are used to unlock more levels. So it seems to be that this is a free-to-play game, and the currency of the game is these karma shards. So basically, it looks like you can, grind, get these karma shards to level up and access new areas, or you can give the developers money for the most part, which I think that's a fair trade. It's the common time versus money model that's used, for free-to-play games, and I think it's a good model. I mean, for the most part, I think that you either have one or the other, right? You either have a lot of time and no money, or you have a lot of money and no time. I fall in the latter. I have money, but I have no damn time. It seems like I play all these damn games, but hey, you gotta work and make a living, right? So, what are you gonna do? So I think that's great, because the free-to-play model allows like great games like this to have a broader audience, and it can't hurt to try. I am playing a browser-based. It's actually using like a Unity web plugin for this game, which is very interesting. I would like to see it more client-based. One thing, as you can see right there, you hit that escape button, instead of like escaping out of a menu, it escapes it out full screen, which is kind of annoying. It's kind of, but I mean, the thing is, it's cool that it's a browser-based game. You can log in from anywhere, but at the same time, you gotta have the rights to, install that plugin. So that could be an issue for some people. So right here, I'm backing up and kiting. Actually, when I first started playing this, I didn't realize that you can have companions in this game, which was very surprising, because I'm like wondering why is this so challenging at first, and that was the reason. I could have had a companion the whole entire time. So you'll see in mission 3 I actually go get a companion. But enough said. I mean, is the damn graphical style. I mean, it's really impressive. It kind of reminds me of like the Darkness 2, Borderlands, having similar these cel shaded graphics. Miramatsu, it seems to be the closest thing I can think of when it comes to like setting and stuff like that. I think feudal Japan is a very interesting time, and it's nice to see that action RPGs are making a comeback, and that they're trying different settings rather than just the typical fantasy setting. I think this is, something that makes it unique, a unique genre. You could take different plays on the same age-old formula, Diablo, kill stuff and collect loot. So First, it didn't seem like there was much variety in terms of the enemies in the game. You fight a lot of wolves, but it seems to open up the more you go. Alright, so it seems that you can have up to 3 different abilities. Your first ability, of course, mapped to your right mouse button, and then the other 2 to the 2 and 3 numbers. You actually have to buy the skills back in town, which I don't like. You have to basically buy everything back in town, and there's it's just kind of annoying. You should be able to buy your skills on the fly while you're playing. I don't understand that. I have no problem with them choosing like this mission structure and then not like a more of an open environment like say Diablo or Torchlight, but at the same time certain decisions I have no idea why they made them. But overall, I mean, does it really harp on the experience? No, it's just annoying. So this, when you die, it actually has a system similar to Torchlight. You can go back to town and you won't lose anything. With this, you basically lose the in-game currency and you respawn right back where you were. So it's a trade-off. I like systems like that. So that's the first mission. I hope they get some money so they can have some voiceovers. That'd be nice. I don't really like text. Having to read text nowadays. Alright, so we leveled up. So you receive bonuses in those 3 areas. So let's equip some items, check out what we got. So this is gonna be quite a long video. I want to show you guys a full look at the game. And a lot of times RPGs, it's kind of hard to just take a quick 50-minute look at them, because there's so much intricate details and customizable options, so you can't just go in 10 minutes and say, oh, that's the baseline gameplay, because a lot of it revolves around the loot you collect and how you manage items and all that good stuff. So there it is. So as you can see, it was locked there for the next level, so we're gonna move on to mission 2. Alright, so we're doing the rotten core. Right, so another gorgeous area here. We got this gate we got to break open. Some variety now. Besides just all wolves, now we got these little troll guys with their clubs. I also like the little combo meter that comes up, which is pretty cool. It's kind of like giving off that interpretation that like it's kind of like an action game, like a Devil May Cry or something like that, which is nice. We know it's not, but it's still nice when you know, combo stuff like that comes up on the screen. And it definitely feels good. That's the one thing. It's fun to, you know, the combat system is fun. It feels good to click on things. It's pretty precise. I have a gripe with the map. I'll show you guys later. It goes in the middle of the screen, and there doesn't seem to be an ability to move it. So this is the karma system. You can purchase the karma, which is the in-game currency, to support you know, the development of the game. Just messing around the menu here. Unlike say like a torchlight, there is no system where you upgrade strength. There's only these different 3 skill areas that you can put points into, and you, like I said, you can only buy that at the village, at the shop, and you can put your skills in different groups and have them mapped to, you know, the 1, 2, 3 keys in the right mouse button. So I actually unequipped it by accident there, so I had to equip it back. And you use the tab, I assume, to switch between the different abilities, which is nice. I don't like when they map 8 million abilities, like say WoW or something like that. The ability to just put them in different groups and then switch them out as you go is clearly a better idea for, you know, UI design. I think the simpler the better. You know, especially for these type of action RPGs where there's a lot of shit going on the screen. You don't want to get bogged down in all that UI. Alright, so we're gonna head over to this cave over here. Guys are called the Amano Imps. Interesting name. These guys actually throw shit at you. There's a lot of them here. I like that you got kind of like a ranged ability as well as a melee. That switches up the combat pretty nice. Got a lot of dudes here. Thought I was gonna die here. Yeah, they actually made an interesting decision with the health, about not having potions and, you know, kind of like just dropping health orbs, like similar to what Diablo does. Which was, I think it's an interesting decision. I think that, honestly, at the end of the day, I think Diablo still has the best system. Having potions and having those health orbs is the right choice. I think Torchlight has the worst system out of all of them. Just having to spam mana and health potions all the time gets really annoying after a while. This is the transmute function. This is automatically turns it into karma shards. This is a good system, but the UI for it is horrible. As you'll see here, you highlight transmute at the bottom, and then you right click to transmute items. The problem with that is if you forget you have to transmute on, you can equip an item, then hit it again, and then it sold my item. So that's exactly what happened right here. The damn katana. I was pissed. So I was about to do it right. I did it right there, as you can see. And I don't even know how that happened. I was pissed. I was like, what the fuck? Luckily, I equipped something that was fairly decent, but at the same time, like, that was a really good katana. Also, another thing I didn't do was I can equip 2 weapons. Take that. Alright. Alright, so let's head back. There's an invisible wall there, which is retarded, and there's an enemy behind it, so clearly beta status for this game. But for the most part, it runs really well. I wasn't having issues connecting to the servers. I think it's been around for maybe 2 months or so. I've seen some videos back for like around 2 months, and it's just, I guess it just opened up the beta this week, so. I definitely highly recommend everyone going and trying it, especially if you like Diablo and Torchlight, as well as like you know, like cell shaded graphics. If you're a fan of that, like Borderlands look or the Darkness 2 look, I think you really like this one. So obviously I should have brought a companion into this one because I get my ass spanked. Take this guy out. Alright, that's our revive right here. Pretty cool how they did this shell shading for the guy. The great thing about cell shading is it looks great, and at the same time it runs great too. You get great performance. This is not trying to be all technically real like a, you know, how Diablo was. You know, Diablo 3, I mean, it's a hog. It's a machine hog. I mean, it looks great, but it's a hog. Whereas, like, some like more cartoonish and cel-shaded graphics run a lot better. So this is where you can get your different companions, which is really cool. So I didn't even realize that was a feature of the game. And you can also buy like these spirits that you can bring along as well. Alright, so a mission is secure threat level. Enemies provide less resistance and karma shards are easy to collect. XP rewards are reduced. Alright, so we're doing Raging Ushiani. Ushiani has rallied the Armano. Alright. Another gorgeous level. So it's a lot easier. I would say if you want more of a challenge, don't bring a companion, but the companion AI is really good. You know, I wouldn't say it's like playing with another person, of course, because you don't have that human interaction, but it's better than playing by yourself, that's for sure. You know, you have someone who could tank for you. You can stand back and use your ranged abilities, which is always nice. Nice. It's funny how we almost look identical. That was a really cool axe right there. Alright, so here's that transmuting. Alright. Transmuting is pretty clunky, it seems like. I also had trouble on this map just finding out where everyone was, like these three mono captains. That usually happens. That happened in Diablo 3, so I can't really get mad at that. I mean, that's just... Maybe it's randomized. I'm not sure how the levels are. I don't believe so. But you kind of just have to go and search around. There you go. Has some great music. There you go. This is the second mono captain. Alright, let's check out what we got. Curious if they do add multiplayer, will they let you keep companions? That's one of the things I didn't like in Diablo. I wish you could keep your companion. You know, similar, you know, Torchlight with your pet. You know, everyone keeps their pet. So I mean, yeah, you got 6 players and 6 pets moving around, but at the same time, it's awesome. It seems like a cool community for this game. Asks a lot of questions, you know, like how the full screen and like what's up with the multiplayer, and it seems that they're really responsive. So always like that. That's always nice that, you know, the community is cool. So, you know, when the game does finally add multiplayer, there'll be community base to play with. One thing I'm curious about, they weren't too savvy on, is whether or not there'll be any crossplay. You know, I would imagine Steam, if it's Mac and Windows, they'll have some type of crossplay, but I'm not too sure if the browser-based stuff will cross over with, you know, say the client or the iOS stuff. I could imagine that the browser-based stuff could definitely cross over. Not too sure about the iOS stuff. I think that would be really cool, like the ability to like use assign your account anywhere, and you know, since everything's in the cloud, you know, just you play the game on Steam, pick it up on a browser that's say work, then you know, you're riding home on your bus, you're playing on your tablet. I mean, that's like the perfect way to have this type of you know, action RPG game on that's always online. You know, I think that's one of the advantages. So I would love to also see it on the Vita as well. I know they asked about the Ouya. I'm not too sure if you can play this with controller. I don't see why not. You just have to have direct control. You know, the more and more I play these smaller games, I get just sad that no one's supporting the Vita, because a lot of these titles would be great for the Vita. But you know, unfortunately, if there's not a huge player base on a certain platform, no one's gonna want to develop for it. It's, you know, it costs money to port this stuff over. I mean, I would imagine this would be on the Ouya, because the Ouya seems like that's gonna be the next big thing when it comes to like downloadable stuff. I would imagine, you know, besides maybe Steam, you know, the console market, I think if they continue doing what they're doing now, with, you know, making it so expensive to, you know, update downloadable games or put them on the marketplace, find, you know, these downloadable titles on the marketplace is hard as well. Now imagine you're going to see a lot of smaller teams and development studios putting more of these type of games on the Ouya and strictly on Steam, because it's just, it can be more profitable at the end of the day and get more exposure. But we'll see. I mean, who knows what their digital system's gonna be like for next gen systems. I would imagine this still be disc based, but who knows? Alright, so this is a pain in the ass trying to find this last Amano captain. Also not too sure. I think they're adding a crafting system. I don't see anything so far. That was one of the things they said, multiplayer. Maybe some raid content for like the end game. I'm not too sure what the level cap is either, or even how far this beta is. So there's a lot of questions unanswered. If you guys have the answers to them, you know, please let me know in the comments. try to do as much research before I play a game as possible, but at the end of the day, you know, this is a look at the game. This is not a Wikipedia page. Even though I sometimes read off the Wikipedia page. Alright. So I finally found them. It's weird, it seems to be randomized. Because I even looked up someone else's game, and I don't think it was in the same location, but they might have just went after the mono captains in a different sequence than I did. So it seems to be the same structure for each of the levels as well. Like, you know, you have your enemies, you go around the map, you have, you know, different areas like caves and houses and stuff like that. And then it seems to be you gotta, you know, kill an end boss at the end, which is fine. I don't think anything's wrong with that structure. I mean, basically Diablo does the same exact thing in Torchlight. They just do it in more open areas. It's kind of more similar to how Torchlight 1 was, where it was kind of more level based. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I mean, me personally, I like more open games. I mean, that's just my personal style, but I have no problem with it. A game being more linear. I mean, because at the end of the day, I mean, it doesn't make that much difference unless you are actually putting like random events within that open space. And I think that's kind of what separates Diablo from the bunch. There was a lot of different random elements they put in there, which were nice. Not as much as I would like, you know. It wasn't like a Red Dead Redemption or a Far Cry 3, but I think it's a step in the right direction. Alright, so we gotta head over to the Yokoi camp, which was the one that was locked earlier. Excuse me if I'm pronouncing any of these names wrong. I'm obviously not Japanese. Alright, so here we go. Nice. Alright, here comes a big old boss. You're no match for Ushiani. So this guy was pretty easy. Kind of let my companion do most of the brunt work. So I mean, this game looks like it's clearly to be played with a companion. So that's it. Kill the Ushiani. So let's collect some loot and head back to the village. Alright. So mission's complete. Alright. So before I end this video, we're just gonna showcase some of the stores and stuff like that, just so you guys can see that. So this is the first one. This you can actually summon these spirits. So it's kind of like pets. I'm not sure if they can sell your items or anything like that. You don't need to, I would imagine, since you have to transmute. So I'm not too sure what they do besides just tank for you. This is where you buy the different weapons. And lastly, this is where you buy your skills. So there's 3 different areas. The abilities, weapon mastery, armor, and then the different categories: prowess, fortitude, and cunning. You actually pick which skill you want to start off with, and then you can pick and choose as you go, just depending on how many karma shards you have. So that seems to channel a lethal guy. This one is teleportant. Flame damage, that's increases your steady shot. Fire bombs, that seems to be more like the rogue, kind of like what the demon hunter was. You also have dual wielding, two-handed, all that good stuff. So it seems to Spicy Horse, the developers of the game, they're actually they're based in Shanghai, which is interesting. They have another game here. It says Big Head Bash, which is a side-scrolling multiplayer battle, which is interesting. It seems that we have American McGee presents Akaneiro. So that's pretty much it, YouTube. So that's Akaneiro, and that's pretty much it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.